Are you like me and struggle with VanLifeStorage? Well, stay tuned to this video because I'm going to go over all of my storage solutions and help you figure out how to provide storage solutions in your van. The one area I'm going to really focus on is the pantry, and I'm going to do some novel mods or improvements to hopefully enhance my pantry space, because that's the big clincher. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great video. Guys, before I get started with the video, I want to show you where I am. I'm at the Rock Island State Park in Rock Island, Tennessee, and this is just a really pretty park. As you can see here, this is the lake. Now this lake is fed off of the Rock Island Dam, which actually comes from down here. Yeah, it's very pretty. Right now the water level is really high. On the way out of the park, let me see if I can stop by the falls and give you a shot of how much water is coming down from the dammed river. But yeah, this is a beautiful state park. Nobody's here right now, which is actually perfect for me, because now I get to film. I want to show you a little bit about the park here. This is a gorgeous park. And there's a lot of elevations here though, so you're going to be going up and down elevations if you come out to Rock Island State Park in Rock Island, Tennessee. But it's beautiful, beautiful canopy, and now that the spring is here, the canopies all come back to life, and we're coming down to the water area, so I'm going to see if I can get some video of the water. All right, this is the Great Falls Dam in Rock Island, and as you can see, a lot of the doors are open, letting a lot of the water come in from the Caney Fork River, which is the primary river here. Yeah, the dam area is all fenced off. All right, here is the Caney Fork River. And as you can see, the water level here for the river is pretty high, and back there is the dam. But there's a lot of boating and fishing activities that go on here. All right, so giving you a little context, I just got back from Ohio. I was on the road before that for a full month, going to Arizona, and traveled probably between Arizona and Ohio, probably close to 5,000 miles. In any event, one of the issues I had was with storage. You know, when you pack up your life and get into a small 17-foot van, you need to really be strategic in how you're storing all of the supplies that you're bringing with you. That includes your food, that's your pantry items. It includes where you're going to put your dirty laundry, where you're storing your clothes, blankets, pillows, all that kind of stuff. So this video is really focused on storage solutions. All right, so let's start with the elephant in the room, and that's the shower. Now, as you can see, when I'm in travel mode, this actually is a storage area. Here I've got my water container, I've got additional water jugs, I've got my cleaning supplies, some dirty clothes. I've got my heater, my electric heater, for if it dropped below 32 degrees when I was in Ohio, or even when I was in Arizona. And so this actually stores everything when I'm traveling. When I'm not traveling, I pull it out and use it. This is my pantry, which is a hot mess. And the reason it's a hot mess is because these shelves bounce around. They have these flimsy little holders right here, and those are a pain in the neck. Now, for filming this video, I actually put these back up, and yeah, they're back up. But we're gonna fix this because this is a pain in the neck. I'm gonna get these braces off of here, all this, and I'm gonna put in those little screw hooks that can go in here right into the wood. So that way I don't have to worry about these clips falling off. That's a pain in the neck. And as you can see down here, it's just a hot mess. It's got my coffee pot. Normally the coffee pot travels in the sink because I like to make coffee on the road, as you know, if you watch my videos. But right now what we've got is we've got towels, washcloths, the coffee pot, the old shelf here that fell off from here. What a pain in the neck. Anyway, that's a lot of what we're going to address in this video. Is we're going to make this functional. All right, so I've opened up all the shelving that's available in my Thor Scope 18M. And as you can see, that's it right here. That's it. Now, in previous videos, when you see me traveling, you'll see that I usually put my clothes up here, personal care items over here, and I store my office here. So this isn't going to change. I like this for storage solution here, but all this has got to be reorganized. You also might remember from my previous videos that I take a lot of pillows with me. So I think I'm going to store pillows up here. Over the cab, we've got this storage area here, which right now stores blankets, window covers, and some miscellaneous towels and stuff. Okay, don't ask me why I bring so many towels with me, because I don't know. And then directly in the cockpit, we've got storage here for whatever miscellaneous stuff. I usually take this as my driving storage. So like I'll put my ear pods up here. I may put my internet connection up here if I'm not using the Starlink, or if I'm not using my T-Mobile from Weingart. So this is a fairly decent storage area as well. Down here I have a refrigerator. And as you can see, that, that fits a decent amount of foods. I don't think I have anything in the freezer. I just turned the refrigerator off because I'm cleaning up from my trips. And it stores a decent amount of food, so I don't have any complaints about the refrigerator. All right, this is over the stove, or the Dometic stove, but this is what I've been using as my coffee station, spice station, oils and stuff like that. But again, this is really, really tiny. Okay, there's not a whole lot of space in here. I bought these containers from Family Dollar, and they've actually been very helpful. All right, so in here is the closet, and I have my hanging clothes in here for when I'm working and just in general. Now, I transfer these back and forth to the house when I'm done traveling, but it's a small space. I don't think you can get the full appreciation of it. And then down here are 2 drawers, and that holds all my pots and pans and cooking equipment and plates. And then down here is the personal care items that I keep in there. Now, is this the most organized? Probably not. Now, when I'm in travel mode, my Blue Eddy sits right here behind the passenger seat. And actually that's worked out well. The Blue Eddy's pretty heavy, so it's not really going to move anywhere. And then I store all my window coverings over here on the side of the seat. And then you can see the mess I have in my seat. Yeah, so with that said, now you know my storage challenges. Don't forget that there's also a lot of other things that you have for your van that need additional storage. And some of that includes if you bring a carpet with you to put out when you're camping, or your 30 amp extension cord, or your cord itself, all your dump equipment, all of this stuff needs to be stored somewhere. So let me show you my solution for that. All right, several videos ago, I shared with you about how I purchased the Yakima Geo Storage gear locker, and this has really been a game changer for me. It allows me to store my Starlink, my dump equipment, my 30 amp plug, my elevators so I can level, and some other miscellaneous stuff. So let me just give you a look inside. So let me just remind you, I am not sponsored by Yakima. But Yakima, if you see this video, call me, DM me, email me. In any event, you can see here that I got a lot of stuff in here. Like, this was the storage container for my Starlink, but I have subsequently mounted it to the wall in the van. So I don't need this anymore. So this can actually come out. I got my 30 amp plug in here. I got my levels. I got my little plug for 110. I got my Starlink mount, which I purchased and am never using. This is the original window shade, which can actually come out. This is all of my dumping tub, and up on top is my Starlink dish. And actually, after traveling about 5,000 miles, this thing has done amazing. I have not had any issues with it at all. Well, except for this. I did put some red, I gotta take this off. I did put some red flash reflectors on here because it is kind of dark at night, and they fell off. And I don't know where they fell off. They probably fell off somewhere in New Mexico with all the wind. So I need to replace those. But outside of that, this has been a terrific storage solution. All right, the other part of this, and I want to show you, is how easy it is to unlatch it. So you have to remember what direction this goes in. You can unlatch it and move it all the way out. And that is great, because then that leaves you the opportunity to open the doors. As you can see here, my carpet doesn't fit back there in the Yakima, so I have it rolled up here, and that works really well. The other thing I got is these Velcro straps to hold different types of equipment, like your 30 amp power cord, or you can also do it to roll up your carpet. Now, the one thing I've gotten recently, which I really want to share, are these magnets. All right, so I purchased these magnets off of Amazon, and they are so strong and powerful. They hold up to 180 pounds. It's really even hard to get them off here. So, oh geez. So you can place these anywhere. I have them up here, and the nice thing about it is that it will hold up to 180 pounds, which is great for like dirty laundry. So I have a dirty laundry bag right here. I could hook it, and there you go. And once it's full, it's a perfect solution. All right, if you look up here, I have these command strips, and the command strips were okay, but they tended to not really work very well, and they tended to fall off. That's one of the reasons why I got the magnets, and I got 4 of them, and I think they were like $19. And I'll put the link in the description. Another storage area is right here, and it's underneath the cabinet and the drawers in the shower area. Now, this is a fairly decent storage area if you wanted to store your 30 amp cord or you know, other travel materials, maybe a toolbox or something like that. For me, I usually do store my toolbox in here, but right now it's just got junk. And another area for storage is this, where I have my gloves and another window covering. Yeah, I've got a lot of window coverings. I'll have to figure that out. But this is kind of flimsy. I suppose I could retrograde this and make it a little bit easier to use. But again, it serves its purpose for me at this point. All right, so I've got the closet pantry area cleaned out. These clips down here are a pain in the butt because you put them in, well, you put them in like this, and what they do is they just fall out. So I think my solution is going to work, but you know, it may not. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to try and film this with one hand. Take these out. All right, one out, 3 to go. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean the area out because I want it all nice and clean. So we're gonna get that all nice and cleaned up. Whoop, missed a screw. I just want all this to be all cleaned up. Okay, so I've saved these. I don't know why I've saved these. I don't know. I will probably never use them again, but who knows? Who knows? And then all of these. So we'll just put this right here for now. All right, and what we're going to try and do here is I think I'm just going to put these in the existing screw holes, and let's see if these are level enough. Oh, look at that. Very nice. So let's go ahead and get a level and level this out. All right, let's see how level this is. Actually, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Let's try the other side and see how the other side lines up. All right, let's see how level this one is. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, let's put a shelf in and see how the shelf works in here. Here's the nice thing about this, is that these clips are not going to come out like they did in the other bracing. So that might actually be helpful. All right, I put the plastic protectors on them, and that actually takes up a little bit more space. It might actually give me a little bit more clearance, or a little less clearance for the shelf. So we'll see. All right, the shelf's in and it doesn't really move. I mean, there's still clearance issues on either side, but it's actually a lot more stable than the other system was. All of the new screw systems in, and it's holding up 3 different sizes of shelves. I got a pretty good size here, small, pretty good size here, and then a good size here for the coffee pot. So I think that's going to be fine. So let's see how everything fits. I kind of like the solution. The true test is going to be when I'm on the road and whether everything falls off like it did. But I can tell you one thing, there's no clips in this, so the clips aren't going to fall off. Really nice is I think I can move some of these things out of my overhead pantry and just keep this more focused on my spices and coffee. That'd actually be pretty exciting if we could do that. Let's see. Okay, I think we have accomplished our goal. A nicely organized pantry. My linens, towels, and washcloths are up here. I got some teas, coffee filters here, bowls, my kettle, coffee cup, some soups over here in the back, my coffee pot with, tell me I've got too many coffee filters. So I think this storage solution is a success, but again, we'll find out better when I drive and see how everything stands up to movement. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. I think these little shelf holders have been a good solution. So I'll have to put a link to these in the description. I don't recall if I got them from TikTok or if I got them from Amazon, but I'll put a link in the description. So if you are interested in getting these for your shelves and your pantries, then they'll be readily available to you. We did a lot of work today in terms of defining space. I understand now where I'm going to put my pillows, where I'm going to put my clothes, where I'm going to put my towels, but above all, I've modified the pantry space so that the pantry space is now functional, which actually gives me some additional room in my 17-foot Thor scope. So that's very exciting. Here's my question for many of you in the van life community. What's your storage solutions? What do you do to store? Do you carry, like I do, a Yakima external gear locker? Do you have a specific storage solution for your pantry? Let me know in the comments what you do storage in your van. So in this video today, we talked about the top 5 van storage solutions for living full-time in a van on the road. Number 1, make sure that you scale down and only bring what's essential. Number 2, sometimes you're not going to actually know what's essential until you actually get on the road and realize you don't need 500 towels and washcloths. Sorry, but you don't. Number 3 is, where are you going to put your pantry items? Where are you going to put your clothes? Where are you going to store a lot of your miscellaneous items, such as your 30 amp cable, your dump sewer hoses, your water hoses, etc. So these are really important things that you have to consider when you're getting on the road. Number 4, don't be afraid to make modifications to your van to accommodate your life on the road. That's an essential piece of recognizing that you do need the space. And number 5, give yourself a little bit of a break, because it's all about the adventure, and eventually you'll figure out where storage in your van is going to be easily accessible and how you want to live on the road. Thank you guys for joining me for this video. I hope you found it valuable. Please definitely subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like the video, share it with your friends, and above all, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.